Pretty fun, huh? Sorry, I'm gonna adjust my headphones so I can hear you guys. Not that I could hear you guys, but I could hear me, so I know that I'm actually coming through all right. Yeah. So that was "Death of a Friend." That was that was the lyric video for that. It was I absolutely loved that lyric video put together by Heather Holty Newton. It reminded me a lot of what it was like growing up in '90s skate culture, and I just realized as I got on, I've got a little bit of something on here. I don't know. You're cool. You guys like me for that. But growing up in '90s culture and being kind of a small subset really gave you a sense of camaraderie, and so that really brought some joy to it. But yeah, thanks guys, thank you. That was I really fell in love um, with that video for what it brought and what the feeling that it got. Just you and your friends being a bunch of punks, um, maybe getting kicked out of a park because you're skating on stuff that shouldn't be skated on, or just even just hanging out. I absolutely loved it. So there's that. We've got more music coming out soon. Sooner than later, actually. I think we're just gonna start this breakneck pace of putting out stuff and not sitting on it. Um, but yeah, let me see if I can get a little more light on me so you guys can see me and I can thereby see you. Um, so yeah, um, we have uh, we have a few things in the chamber. If you guys have any questions on stuff, I'd be more than happy to answer what I can about Sleeping Wolf and our songs and what we've done. Um, any any kind of records that we put out or anything that we've actually collaborated with other people. Um, what a lot of people might not know is that we do have a lot of music that we do outside of Sleeping Wolf, and that's many times what's kept us from having to do um, do full time with Sleeping Wolf. But we are absolutely beyond ready to put out more music and to integrate more of that into our workload, which is beyond thrilling. So, yeah, let's see. Okay, Aisling is blind. I am. I guess. Yeah. I had hard to describe yourself. I'm a guy. I'm right now wearing a black sweater with a self-stitched red. I think because I ripped the neck hole when I was trying to take it off one time. But I got blonde hair and blue eyes and big headphones on my ears. So that's what I've got right now. Anybody else in comments want to describe me favorably? That would be nice. But thank you for tuning in. Yeah, we have more music coming on. Let's see if I can actually, um, since we're live, and I might actually just because I've got the computer routed through here to be able to show you music. I'll see if I can actually play the beginning of a song that we are going to be releasing. I've teased it in a couple of other lives and that kind of a thing, but I never save it. And of course, I won't save this one either because it's nice for us to be just us chickens, right? You don't need anybody else to join in with us. But here is let me find it for you. I'll play it now. I'll monitor. You guys let me know if it's too loud, not loud enough, all that stuff. This one is called Desert Flower, and it's a weird one. And I think we're really getting excited to release it. It should be December. We want to release it, but we'll spread the word and let you guys know. So, oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to our socials, on Instagram, is kind of our typical one, but we're also on TikTok. We have done that one. So, yeah. Let's see. This is called Desert Flower. Let's see how it sounds. See if it comes through. Okay. It's got a whistle. You guys hear that? Okay. The sun is high, the desert flowers fading, cloudy horizon while the antelopes are playing. I hear you, dear, softly on that's that. That's a little sneak right there. That I wanted to. That's coming out. That one's a fun one. That one's kind of a southwestern uh, guys in flat brimmed hats, like in gunfights and that kind of a thing. So that's fun. I can't wait for you guys to hear that. December, first or second week of December. We want to do this thing where you start just putting out music every 3 weeks. Because we've got so much that we just hold on to that we like will kind of use for other things, or that we just kind of like just lock in. And so we've got a backlog of these things that need to get out. So we are excited, and I think that honestly, just to keep top of mind of everybody, because we are wanting to evolve more as artists and be able to have more of a public conversation about what our output is, and to share with you guys, and to do these lives is actually really really helpful to be able to do that, to involve the people who end up listening to our music to the a little more than the creation, rather than us just kind of going off somewhere and disappearing and then jumping back in. um, but yeah, that's where we're at. Aisling Gonzalez says we can't wait that long. Well, it's not 3 weeks from now. It's like 3 weeks between songs, so it's sooner than 3 weeks. So it's a little bit of that. But in all honesty, yeah, that's what's going on. I'm reading some of the comments. Okay, yeah. So how do we decide which song goes out and which one doesn't? Yeah, very. I mean, there have been times where we've had a song that we finish all the way to completion, meaning we wrote it, we recorded it, we mixed it, and we mastered it, and for some reason it just didn't fit with what Sleeping Wolf is and what Sleeping Wolf is trying to say in our output. But I guess it's just on a case by case basis of whether or not it feels like it fits what our voice is, and that's kind of one of those things that innately within yourself as an artist, and you don't. We had this song called "Is This the End?" and it was a song basically about the state of the world, America, all the fun stuff that's going on there that we don't even need to go into right now because we're all on edge. And it felt like it was Sleeping Wolf, but it didn't have a sense of hope for the future. It kind of, I love him. I love Bo Burnham, and I love his intelligence and his output. But sometimes he can be very, very, very intelligently describe how the world is going to end in a ball of flames, and haha, I told you so. And that, while it's entertaining, can also feel like, well, what about being part of the solution? And so that for us didn't work. That might end up on something, I don't know, but that's what it is. So we decide pretty much on a case by case basis. And in honesty, compared to the other times that I've written for both TV and film, and for my other projects, my project as a folk artist, um, sometimes the we just work a song over and over and over until we like it. We'll just beat it to death. Just bring it out here, make more, like try another verse, try a different method, switch out the words a little bit more, do a different chord. But yeah, um, and we've been really blessed to be able to work really really well together, Steve and I. So that's how we decide that. But yeah, throughout the years, it's sort of been these brief moments. Now we live on different coasts. Steve lives out in Nashville. I live out here in California, in LA. And so we get together for a week or two at a time, and we just cram as much music as we can together. And we actually have a bunch of music from where Madhouse came from this latest one, Death of a Friend, came from. We have a lot more songs from that we're going to put into our thing. So yeah, we just want to be dependable to all of you, that every 3 weeks Sleeping Wolf's going to have something out. And if you're like, it's not my favorite song, you just got to wait another 3 weeks, and there'll probably be another one that you might like. So, yeah. Yeah, redoing things over and over again. I think that's the key. I think that anyone can be a great anything if they're willing to redo things over and over and over again until they find a place that it feels right. That's yeah. So, let's see. Add a Q&A sticker. I'm still learning this live stuff. An instrument you want to learn to play. What's this? I'm trying something. Here's a Q&A. An instrument that I would like to learn to play. Answer is honestly, yeah, let's see what that is. Wow, this is interesting. Guys, is this showing up for you? I am still learning this. So much fun. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, guys, I'm a new person when it comes to this thing. Drag here to end the Q&A, but if anybody's got an instrument they want to learn, I personally, my brother-in-law plays the bagpipes, and it's amazing. He's not even Scottish. He's just some dude from Southern California who's so that's oh, I got weird. This is this thing, so it's not showing up. There's a Q&A. It says, anybody have an instrument they want to learn how to play? So there's that. I'm going to drag it to end it because I need to watch some YouTube tutorial on how to do that somehow. We'll figure it out. But yeah, yeah. Uh, Steve's going to be joining some live streams. He right now is working with a couple of bands. I don't know if he's been editing music and doing a bunch of stuff for working with that band Voila. I don't know if you guys know them, but they're some cool dudes, some handsome dudes out of Australia. Sounding pretty good. So he's working on some of that music with them, and we'll be joining live streams later on in the following coming weeks. Also, Steve's kind of shy, so he will we'll get him out here, but I am not shy, so that's why we have me. Anyway, um, let's see. What else to tell you guys? Beyond that, we're gonna be putting out some new merch, putting out some new formats. I don't know if anybody out there has gotten involved with Discord communities or anything like that. We've started to investigate that, figure out how to work that for people, and we're on TikTok. We came really late to the TikTok party, and I know some people aren't even on that bag, but that's where we're at right now. So we're still trying to build that up and grow that. But kind of, if you really want to find out what we're doing all the time, Instagram is the main hub, but we do endeavor for every single thing to try to uh, put out some form of content for both YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I'm still gonna call it Twitter. I know it's X, but that's not gonna catch on with me. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. Actually ask, what does Steve look like? Steve is a brown haired guy, about 5'6". What does he look like? He's got grayer hair right now, like I do. Steve and I both got gray hair being in this band, but I think that's also coincides with a worldwide pandemic and getting older, dudes. That's the way the old noodle flops, so to speak. That sounded wrong, but you know what I mean. Yeah, Steve is constantly wearing hats, funny hats, hats that have a little bit of snark to them, and funny T-shirts. That's his whole vibe, and he is rarely found without at least a small glass of whiskey. He sips it slow, but he's always got to have a little glass of whiskey with him. He's an aficionado. He kind of got me into the whole thing too, but whiskey doesn't like me as much as it likes Steve. So I have to hang back and be a healthy little guy and ensure I get all my workouts in and my steps in, enough water, which I haven't been doing. It's been raining here in LA, and so I feel like I'm getting enough water through my skin, but that's not scientific, is it? Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions? If not, we can kind of wrap this up. I really do appreciate you guys all hanging out with me over on the thing, and I would want to be doing this. Want to be doing this again soon. If there is a day that works for people, let me know. I'll just be announcing these lives before they actually. I just go on here so we can all kind of hang out a bit more. But I think that it's a good way for us to all kind of build a community, to talk about music, to talk about new stuff that we have coming up. Which again, this next song, Desert Flower, we'll be putting that out the first couple weeks of December. So keep an eye on that. If you haven't subscribed to us on Instagram, check that out because we're doing lives there as well. And you can come hang out with us there. And go over to TikTok if you're on TikTok and say hey to us there because it's kind of lonely over there. And there's a bunch of cool stuff that we want to be able to do over there to share with people. And we just got to have our people over there. Anyway, yeah. Guys, thanks so much. Let's see, what do we have here? Let's see. You released fantastic. Thanks. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, skin does specifically exist to keep liquids out. That is true, and that's very scientific. But at the same time, I don't feel like hydrating when I'm chilly. So has everybody's got any like clue for that? Maybe it's just hot tea, right? That's the way to do it. That's a hot tea. But yeah, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining this live stream. Thank you so much for watching the lyric video for Death of a Friend and for jumping in. And yeah, we look forward to the next one. We'll keep on scheduling these things to play music and to talk about them, any stories and stuff like that. On this, I'm going to post this live, but if anybody's got any songs they'd like to hear the backstory of or anything like that, or anybody we should actually be we should join in with to collaborate with, because we do a lot of collaborations. We just don't put them out as Sleeping Wolf, but would love to hear from you guys because it definitely it brings us joy. Let's see how many more. Every Friday, every Friday. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I think it would get us all we could all start a community like doing this every Friday. I will float that idea out to Steve. Of course, he probably be like, I don't want to do one Friday. I just want to make music in my room. Don't leave me alone. We ever come to Europe? If we can make it work, absolutely. Would love to come to Europe and play Europe. And do that. It would be wonderful to be able to do that. So yeah. We would just need to find the right people to play with and that sort of a thing. But it would be absolutely wonderful to tour Europe and to tour a lot of the states too, which we haven't really done a whole lot of. We have been very very limited on our ability to tour given where we sit. As far as being able to grab enough people in one place to hang out. I can only watch live on YouTube. Well, YouTube sounds pretty good. We can keep on coming here. Why not? An East Coast tour. Yeah, where on the East Coast? Because that's one thing that's really awesome about being able to be on the East Coast and tour. We do love. I as an artist in and of myself, I have toured a lot on the East Coast as a folk artist, but not with the band Sleeping Wolf. But it's so much better, easier, I should say, than touring the West Coast, because out here, like all the drives between places are at least 4 or 5 hours. But East Coast, you do Connecticut, New York, Boston, Philly. Those are all great. So yeah, we will. I will bring this up and I'll talk more about it. As we ramp this up and we bring more songs into the world and share them. One of the benefits about that is that it can actually get us in front of more people, so that we can, so that not only all of us can be watching it, but more and more people can listen. More and more people that listen will have. It makes more and more financial sense for us to be able to come out there and to do what we need to do to tour with people. So that's what we'd love to do. And in honesty, we'll work more and more on making the live streaming concerts work as well for the time being while we get all those things working. And it would be phenomenal to me if that seems something that would be interesting. Greater Boston area has some great venues. Yes, the Middle East, and not only that, the Middle East in I think Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'm not sure where they are exactly. I just know that they have the best food backstage. They brought out. I played there with Carrie Brothers, but they brought out a plate of hummus. It was the most hummus in one spot that I had seen in my life, and it was incredible. It was phenomenal hummus, and I could not play very well that night because I was too full. It's kind of hard to sing your guts out when your guts are already full of the best hummus in the world. But that's a great idea. It's phenomenal. So that's where we sit. Next song is out first or second week of December. I will make an announcement of it. and we will make that happen. Would anybody want like more Sleeping Wolf T-shirts or something like that? We haven't designed one in a while, but I don't know if people are still wearing T-shirts. If everybody's just kind of like they've got their comfy clothes and then they just like the bands they like on their phone. I don't know, but if anybody wants that, let us know. We're jumping back in, everybody. It is so nice to actually have to realize what we can do here as a community online, and so yeah. For now, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna say thank you so much, everybody, for listening to the record, for championing us, and for being there all throughout the years. So yeah, have a wonderful Friday night. Have a wonderful weekend. We will be back uh, sooner than later with more and more music. So stay tuned and be well, be kind, and look for the light in other people, and share the light within yourself. All right. Thank you.